I'm Jesus. And can we give this poor bloke here some help? He's just been trying to cheat against other cheaters to try and make the game a bit more fair on his brand new Level Zero account, no less, and now Valve has come along and vacked him. How unfair is that? What do you reckon, guys? Can he get unbanned? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys can help him figure it out, but I have to talk about something else. So, what is the difference between someone who claims they were wrongly banned and someone who is actually cheating and is just lying about it? It's impossible to know, isn't it? The only way to know for sure is if Valve goes and unbans them, which normally is pretty rare. But recently there was a vac wave that was a little different. From the get-go, there were some signs that maybe it had picked up some of the wrong people. In fact, one of the people banned was literally a Cato 14 holo trader who barely ever plays the game. A bit odd, right? Now, I can be a ruthlessly skeptical person when it comes to things like this. I like to see the hard proof, but we got the hard proof pretty quickly. Within a day, Valve was unbanning accounts. Now, this video is not going to speculate about what might have happened. There are a lot of theories out there, from trust factor bugs to Overwatch botting to flaws in trusted mode. As I said, there's lots of speculation. I don't want to add to it. Instead, I'm going to be looking at some of the craziest banned inventories from the 96% of people who didn't get unbanned afterwards. And I'm going to explain why this stuff matters to CSGO, why it's more than just a bunch of banned skins, and how it could shape the game going forward. But before I go any further, I just want to talk a bit about my sponsor, ExpressVPN. Now, some of you may remember the time I accidentally exposed my IP address in a video, which got me DDoSed in about 30 minutes. Well, next time, I accidentally leak my IP address, which, knowing me, is probably going to happen again. I mean, it's right here on my Steam account. I'm sure I'll leak it at some point. I'm going to be keeping myself safe from DDoSes again with ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is a VPN that keeps your data safe with the highest encryption standards in over 3,000 servers in 94 countries. And it does a lot more than just protect you from DDoS attacks. It also hides your data from your ISP, meaning they can't sell your personal information to ad companies or give it to the government, which in some countries they're required to do by law. And not only that, being able to set your location to wherever you want means you can access stuff that's normally blocked in your country, which in my case would be streaming services. I can just waltz in and browse whatever country's comedy section on Netflix that I want. But in other countries, it's much more than that, which is just blocked. And ExpressVPN allows you to access all of it. Find out how you can get 3 months for free by clicking the link in the description below. expressvpn.com/Jesus. Anyway, about these banned inventories. Now, we have no way of knowing whether or not they were wrongly vacked. I'm sure if you ask the person involved, they would claim they were wrongly vacked, and while that's definitely possible, it's also what a cheater would say as well. And people do cheat with skins and don't expect to get banned, just like that Kessie guy who gave Sparkles a deep dive on Overwatch report botting.
I don't wake up in the morning wondering if I've been banned even after a really cheaty couple games. Because at this point, I just can't see how I'm going to get banned.
He got banned after that. And then he got unbanned as well, which is really weird. But as I said, we'll get to the significance of all of this. First of all though, I just want to look at some of the casualties. So let's take this guy, for example. Mr. Wrong Vac Band claims he didn't do nothing and claims his inventory is worth tens of thousands of dollars. Well, that is a bit awkward. Now, unfortunately for him, Valve has not removed his VAC ban, but on the plus side, his inventory isn't actually worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's more like $5,000 instead. But $5,000 is still quite a lot of skins. So if we have a look, as you can see, he's got an Orp Gungnir, he's got Moto Glove Spearman, he's got a Butterfly Knife Marble Fade. Those are some nice skins. Let's see what else. Okay, so there's not that much else. There's a few agents, but it's mostly in these 3 skins at the top. But don't underestimate how expensive these skins are. Like this Orp Gungnir and these Moto Glove Spearmen would have looked fantastic in game, but oh well, rip. And here's another VAC banned account from the Wave. So it's Josephine from Taiwan or Vancouver, I'm not sure which one. They even say here, forced back. They give us a date, so we know it's part of the same back wave, waiting to be unbanned. So, clearly they're maintaining that they're innocent, but that ban's been there for 9 days now. So, I've got a feeling it's probably not going away. And that's a problem for poor old Josephine, because if we have a look in their inventory, well, we've got a Butterfly Marble Fade, we've got a Classic Knife Slaughter, we've got a bunch of Covert skins, we've got a Bullet Queen, a Bloodsport. There's some really nice stuff in this inventory, but unless they can get that ban lifted, that's all gone forever. And there's a ton more accounts out there just like this. So take this one for example, Axjira, VAC ban 9 days ago, part of the last ban wave, and he has a huge inventory, 651 items, and if we filter it down, what you'll notice is that he's actually got a themed red inventory. Look at this, so a bunch of red skins plus some Asimovs and a Bloodsport. So this is obviously someone that takes CSGO fairly seriously, takes his skins fairly seriously. But he's got a VAC ban now, and that VAC ban looks like it's not going away. Now, was he cheating? Has he been wrongly banned? Look, I don't know. But what I do know is that the banned inventories get much more crazy than this. So take this guy, for example, Tintin. So Tintin is being VAC'd about 10 days ago, so he's part of the VAC wave. And as you can see, there is a fair bit of high-end stuff in this inventory. Now, Tintin, again, claims that he didn't cheat. I mean, I don't know one way or another, but that VAC ban is not going away. And if we check out his inventory, you'll see that it's a massive not stonks. So we'll whip out the filters, we'll filter down to classified and covert, and we'll add an extraordinary. So he's got a Dragon Lore, he's got a Gungnir, he's got a Fire Serpent, he's got gloves, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knives, including a Doppler, a Bayonet, Karambit Marble Fade. That's very expensive. And just a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Not as expensive, but tons of classified and covert skins, some of them stat tracks. So, this is a pretty stacked inventory, but unless that VAC ban gets removed, well, rip skins. But of all the VAC'd accounts from this wave that I've come across, it's this one here that really takes the cake. Look at this lovely lady here. She couldn't have done anything wrong, could have she? Well, VAC ban on record 10 days ago. Let's have a look at her inventory. Okay, so right off the back we have a Fire Serpent, a Glock Fade. We're off to a flying start. A bunch of case drops. Clearly they've been playing the game. There's Shadow Web drops. Let's keep on going. What are we going to find? Oh, knives. Lots of Tiger Tooths and Butterfly Fades. These are like $1,000 each or something. At Fire Serpents, keys, more keys. These are rare discontinued collectibles. A whole bunch of Bayonet Dopplers. Even more knives. These are crappier knives. Let's see. Knives, Hyper Beasts, Asimovs, more knives, more keys, a bunch of Vulcans. Right, so I think there's like $30,000 of skins in here. This is a very, very crazy inventory. But as it happens, this is almost certainly a trade banned gambling bot that they've been using as a play account, because you can still play on them just fine, but they've almost certainly been cheating. So this ban, for once, I'm going to say is almost certainly legit. But getting back to the point I wanted to make about why this forced VAC wave is a problem, let's just look at the Convars database. So this tracks VAC bans, and as you can see, this VAC wave had about 67,000 bans. Now, if we reset the zoom, you can see it is a record size VAC wave. There has been some improvement to how VAC functions, but as you can also see, about 2,600 VAC bans have been removed. By the way, you might notice these game bans being removed. Ignore those. Those are from game bans being turned into VAC bans. It's not people getting unbanned. It's just the removed VAC bans we're interested in. So there's clearly been a big improvement in VAC's ability to catch cheaters, which is good, and only about 4% of the bans are confirmed to be incorrect. But the impact that has on people's confidence is huge. I mean, just look at this account. This guy's called Deja Vu. He was wrongly VAC banned. The VAC ban was removed after a couple of days, but look at the money he spent on skins. He's bought a Moto Gloves Power, Butterfly Knife Marble Fade. That's like over $1,000. He's got another knife. He's got some StatTrak Covert skins. Or this guy, Vitu, who again received an incorrect VAC ban. It was removed after a couple of days. But Vitu as well has spent quite a bit of money on skins. He's got 2 knives, including a butterfly knife as well. You know, any butterfly knife is quite expensive these days. He's got gloves, Crimson Web specialist gloves. He's got a covert skin, another covert skin. So can you imagine being someone like this, spending a couple of grand on skins only to get a VAC ban out of the blue when you haven't cheated? Can you imagine how it would feel thinking you lost all that money due to an incorrect VAC ban? CSGO's business model relies on people being willing to spend money on skins, and if they're afraid they'll lose it all due to a forced VAC ban, that business model will collapse. It looks like there's been a big improvement to VAC, but the collateral damage is serious. Valve needs to make sure it doesn't happen again, because the impact on the game could be huge and negative. A few forced bans is okay, but a few thousand isn't. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Jesus. Thanks for watching. See ya.